the when I met my Canadian husband, first husband, and anyway, next thing I know, I'm flying across the Pacific here, and then it's a long story, but that I went back for a little while with my two children for a wee while because we had a plan which didn't work out, and I came back. But anyhow, today I thought I would just talk about how important people are. For instance, I look at my little God box, and this is what I found this morning. Beautiful people come in all shapes and sizes and colors, and that is true. I have met many, many people in my life. I have made friends, and some people supported what I was doing. Some people didn't, because it was a little on the offside, being a psychic and running and dealing with psychic matters more and more as the years went by. But it's one thing to recognize that people in your life are important. And it's just seemed when I was contemplating as to what talk I was going to do today, it came to me how supportive. Yesterday, I worked with a couple of people with past life regressions. And it's just amazing how many lives we've had, how many people we've seen, and how many people that we know. And it's the appreciation of each individual in their journey of life. Some people you click with, yes, very easily. Some people not so much for various reasons. Now, the other thing, because I was teaching about past life regression yesterday and past lives, very often some of the feeling that you feel is because you've met the soul in another life and time. And people don't really think about that unless you're on that path of being aware of how everything is. I also want to mention that I had a cough yesterday afternoon and this morning, and it's been taking a while to get it to calm down. So if I start to cough, please forgive me, because it's not something. I've got my water here, but it's very much in my throat today. I also put some symbols out, but one of the ones that was really important was this one, the Magician, which says all things are possible. And I truly believe that. So it's as we move through life and we go through different phases of our lives. I mean, when I think of how busy I was with children, going to school, because I had to go and catch up on my education at night or during the, and then plus just life. When I think about that back there and now, when I have lots of time, and still trying to figure out my computer programs to work to do the way I want them to do. So anyway, we're getting there. It just takes a while. But that's life. It's nice when life is smooth, when people all go along with what you're wanting, with not too much conflict or not too much to say, unless you're a person who loves that. I don't particularly. And it's like we want that ease. And I found that as I got a little older in years, that sometimes it was just a little much when it was too much. And so it's like, what do I do? What do I not do? And of course, as I've talked about many times, along came COVID and the separation of people. People not allowed to visit, people not allowed, if you had to go everywhere in a mask. There was no sense of communication. And I've talked to people how some of that time period has affected them since then, and how some of the friendships fell apart. Some of the elements of things happened. And so again, it comes back to recognizing people are important in your life. I can be a loner. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I have so many things I can do and read. I love reading and watching TV and all those sort of loner type elements, but that's not life. That's not out sharing and being available for others or being aware for others of how they work. So it's really about what do you decide that you want to do or who you want to be. But what I wanted to leave with today for you was to really think about who's important in your life, and have you talked to them recently? Have you phoned them if they're not close? Have you made an appointment to go and have a tea or coffee? Have you made time to be with people, to appreciate everybody's journey? We all start out when we're first born totally helpless, and then we grow and we have experiences along the way that shape us. And for many of us, like myself, we had to go and figure out what a lot of that was. Now, I was lucky because I got involved in metaphysics really early in my sort of adult life. And that helped a lot in understanding who I was and what I could do. And also many of the techniques, like I talk about because I did past life regression yesterday, it was such a huge part in me finding out who I truly was, my talents, my awareness, who I was in other times. All of these things became a part of me appreciating and seeing where other people, maybe I can use the word stuck in their childhood. They never move past that. Now, we all have, doesn't mean you're not going to have the memories on what occurred. And some of us went through things that weren't as pleasant as others. But, when you understand a lot of things and you clear the energy and you become aware, it's when you meet someone else and you listen to them, you understand what's going on for them because you were able to clear you. I spent a lot of times, a lot of evenings running energy to ensure that blocks that were in my system, I was able to identify them and clear them. That just for a long time, that was just something I used to do every night, just to ensure that the energy was flowing really, really well. And what begins to happen is that you begin to see with different eyes. Yes, I still wear glasses. And for those who are on Monday nights with mental mind treatments, who have eyes issues, I talk to them about go back to when you had an issue in your life you didn't want to see or deal with, because that's often where it begins. I know mine is, I just haven't bothered to clean that up because it's habit now to put my glasses on to read. But I know where it began. And I know, and that's probably something I could do, actually. That would be a good example for people, is to go back and do that work around that situation and clear that energy from my eyes so I didn't have to wear glasses anymore. So that's a thought. See, talking to you gives me a thought of something else to do. So this is a short talk today. I talked to myself a lot yesterday, and I was incredibly frustrated because my computer wouldn't do what I wanted it to do. And I find that's the most annoying thing in the world, when you know what you want it to do and it won't. And although I've had so much work done on it to figure it out, now I'm trying to figure out this last little bit, being able to put two things together that I did so easily before we started working on getting this computer done. So the other symbol I wanted to show you was the Knight of Cups, moving forward step by step, always going to the future, because that's the one thing we know. We go to bed at night, we wake up, it's the next day. We cannot ever get that time back, but we can clear it. We can become clearer and more aware, and we can grow. So it's, where are we heading and what are we doing? Because everything is possible, and the people that you meet all can add to you in so many ways. So I really want to thank you for listening, and I want to say hi to Yvonne, and good morning to you, and to Karen B. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And I'm glad I'm able to share a little bit today on a Sunday thought about enjoying people. being aware of them, and in a way be thankful that we have people that we can talk to, can relate to, and be with. So I'm going to say thank you and bye for now, and I'll be back tomorrow night for mental mind treatments. If you haven't checked us out on mental mind treatments, think about it. Bye now.